So Lauren, we're going to talk about paid ads, but specifically paid ads that work.
Yes.
Because we see this thing that a lot of companies are in a place where they've run some paid ads, maybe on a particular platform, and they've concluded that they don't work that well for them.
Yeah.
But what we usually find is there's a point where they haven't yet worked out the formula for paid ads that work for them. And there's a point afterwards, and if we help people get to that point where we've built that formula for what works for them,
Yeah.
they can get a lot of revenue from paid search.
Yeah, definitely. We do get a lot of people coming to us saying that they've tried, say, LinkedIn,
Yes.
and it's not working for them.
Yeah.
And then when we have a closer look at the campaigns, then what we notice is there may be one or two cogs that aren't working properly. So to run successful LinkedIn ads, for example, you need to make sure that, number one, you've picked the right ad type. Now, there are a number of different ad types that you might want to run. It might be an image, it might be a video, it might be a carousel, so multiple images that you can scroll through. They might want to be either square or full size for mobile. There's all these different types of things. And once you've decided on that and you think that's the best one, then you move on to whether the bidding strategy is right. So that involves, do you want to put a cap on the cost per click, or you might want to put some more rounder targeting on it. So is it maximum conversions that you're looking for, or is it more engagement? And then once you've got that nailed down, you can move on to your audience. And with that, when you're looking at your audiences, we always say, if 100% of the people in your audience are people who would buy from you, then we know that it's the right audience.
Yes.
And then moving on to that, it's your creative. And if all these other elements are right in the beginning, and you know that 100%, and you're getting clicks on your ads, then we know that the ads are running well. But if you're not getting the leads on the other side, we know there's another cog missing. It might be the landing page isn't quite right, the offer isn't quite right. So there's all these different things that you can test and look at along the way to make sure that you are going to get paid ads that work. So it's not necessarily the platform. It might be the platform later down the line. You might discover, actually, my audience doesn't sit on LinkedIn or it doesn't sit on Facebook, but you should really know that before you start running ads and wasting ad spend on platforms like that.
If, let's say I was in that situation,
Yeah.
I might have some ads running. I might think they look great. They look just like our branding's all bang on.
Yeah.
And I'm really pleased because I've always thought we should run LinkedIn ads, let's say, and here they are, they're running.
Yeah.
And I've spent, I don't know what, let's say I've spent £5,000 in ad spend on these.
Yeah.
And I've not seen much, or I've seen nothing.
Yeah.
I could then write off that platform. But you're saying it could actually just be one cog that's wrong. The landing page.
Could be.
Or the targeting is poor.
Yeah. Or the ad copy that you've used isn't compelling enough or isn't specific enough.
Yeah.
So it's really important not to just write a platform off because of one failed campaign. There are always opportunities for refinement.
Yeah.
Because there should be, even if you're getting no results on your ad, you should take that as a signal that actually something's not quite right here.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity for refinement.
And some examples we've seen this. We've seen scorecards.
Yeah.
Or other lead magnets, actually, but lead magnets that don't work.
Yeah.
And just getting the title right. There's a title that the audience will all think, oh, yeah, I need that.
Exactly.
And if we get the wording wrong, we get nothing from the ad.
Yeah.
But once we've cracked it and we got it right,
then
it'll flow. And we had that one where it was a webinar, and it just needed the pictures of the speakers on there for trust.
The trust
signals.
signals.
It's like, here's how I'm going to go and meet in this thing. We put those on, and suddenly it's gone from not performing to it's completely performing. So it can literally be one cog.
It's as simple as that. The format of things might not be quite right.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we've got an advantage, haven't we? Because we're seeing, even if I'm looking out at the room there now, we've got people working on lots of campaigns in lots of platforms.
Yeah.
For lots of different customers. So we're learning some principles every week, basically, about if a campaign's not working, somebody's brought something to us that doesn't work, the solution lies somewhere else. There's some trends, isn't there, in what works. I guess we've got an advantage of working with lots and lots of different companies, which if you're in-house, it's a little bit, you're perhaps more prone to just writing it off that it doesn't work. We're able to sort of pull those.
That's it. It's looking for those quick results.
Yeah.
So if you're in-house, you're more likely to try and invest in a platform where you know that you're going to get results. But it doesn't mean write off something that you haven't got results on. It just means it needs a little bit more refinement, like we said, because it can be you can get results quite quickly. Yeah. If you've got things right, you can get results quite quickly, but that's not where it stops. Yeah. We're talking about continuous refinement, and it's important that once you've ran an ad and you're getting results, then you need to be looking at the frequency of it. How often is it showing to the ideal customer? If results start to drop and the frequency is going up, then we know that you're going to be experiencing creative fatigue. So it's time to switch up the creative.
Fatigue, of course, as well.
Yeah. But a lot of people go, oh, well, the ads have stopped working now. Let's jump platforms. But it's not. It's normally going back to those cogs, something else that needs to change.
Last question, just to put it, or to make sort of sense of what this looks like in real life. So obviously we're taking campaigns that have never worked and getting them working. Or taking a business that's used the platform and written it off, and we're getting it working. Yeah. And that's usually about a cog, or might be 2 or 3 cogs need fixing, but we find it and then it works. But what about the timeline? Like if I was to, when should I expect, if I bring a broken campaign? Yeah. Not necessarily with us, just with anybody who, if we're going to go in and properly diagnose this and get it working. Yeah. What is that, a week's long thing or a month's long thing? Because there must be some iteration in. Yeah. You try something and then you've got to wait for the data to come back, and eventually you crack it completely and you've got the formula then for what's going to work forever. Yeah. So it normally takes a few months to get to that point. So you can start getting results and getting data in quite quickly. Yeah. But that doesn't mean you're quite there to say this is a successful campaign. It's normally at least 3 months to get to that point. Yeah. So people shouldn't give up on the campaigns after it's not worked for a week and suddenly start changing things quickly, because it needs time to learn. It needs at least 2 weeks to get that initial data. And we're just talking about the starting point there. Yeah. We're not talking about enough to really go in and say this is a successful campaign or not. We should have enough signals there to be able to start optimising things. Yeah. But not whether to switch it off or conclude it's a success or failure. Yeah, sure. So we might say 3 to 6 months to get something working efficiently, but then that's a formula that will work for 3 to 6 years or more. Yeah. Once you've cracked it, your business is in a different place because it's going to work forever then. You've solved the formula for your customer.
It. And then the only thing that you should really need to do is intermittently update the creative and like your landing pages and things like that, but the general setup of the ad should stay the same.
Great. Yeah. Great. Love it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Benchmark your company's digital marketing with this free tool. It takes 5 minutes to audit your strategy, and you get a free report with recommendations. Visit bespokedigital.agency/free.